Hello, welcome back to my channel. Good to have you here. Today, we have something quite special happening. I said in my very first video that I would really love to do 24-hour readathon. My sleep schedule is in shambles right now. I figured it couldn't hurt, so I might as well. So we're gonna do a 24-hour readathon. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 8:11 a.m.
It's 8:11 a.m. I'm probably gonna start around 9, so I just thought I would go over a few of the books that I've been thinking of reading. I have a lot of choices. I'm probably not gonna get to them all, but I just like to have a lot of options just so that when it's like the middle of the night tonight and I'm really struggling, I can just pick whatever's most interesting to me. I'm really excited. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll show you some of the books that I'm thinking of reading. First, we have, this is the book I think I'm gonna start first. Throne of Glass. I'm like really anticipating this book. I'm so excited to read this. Then I also have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is a reread, which is why I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to it. I was gonna put both of these books on my TBR, this one and the second one, but I figured I'd like a little bit of variety. The rest of my books are digital. Oh, I also have an audiobook, A Study in Drowning. I started it 2 days ago. And I'm about a third of the way through, so I figured that like whenever I take breaks to like eat or like anything I have to do that isn't reading, I'll listen to A Study in Drowning. I have Kingdom of the Feared. I really want to read this, so I'll probably read this. I'm thinking of switching to my Kobo at night just because it'll be easier on my eyes, it'll be more comfy. I also have a thriller because I thought a thriller would be really good if I was getting bored. So I have Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. On my iPad, I also have Queen of Myths and Monsters. So those are all the books that are on my radar for the evening. I'm saying for the evening, it's like 8 in the morning. I'm gonna start most likely with Throne of Glass. So I will see you at 9 o'clock when we get started. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, the clock just struck 9 a.m. Sitting in my bed, got my New York City soundscape on. We're gonna start Throne of Glass. It's been about an hour. I'm on chapter 11, page 77. Loving it. Loving it. It's really picking right back up where I left off in the Assassin's Blade, so I'm really glad that I read it first. How do you do that one? Like that? Gonna keep reading. I'm very hungry though, so yeah, but anyway. Hour 3. I am 200 pages into Throne of Glass, so about halfway, and I'm about to go make lunch, but I'm gonna listen to my audiobook while I make lunch. So we'll keep the vibes going. We'll keep these good vibes going. Okay. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty sleepy still, but that's okay. Oh, I'm enjoying the book so far, by the way. Yapping. Hey, it is hour 5 and I'm on page 265. The book is banger. I love this book. Slaps. The romance is coming in a little bit now. A little sprinkling. But I also like don't really know where it's going, so I'm kind of scared. And I'm getting a headache kind of. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Hopefully I don't get a migraine. I finished the first book. It's been about 8.5 hours and I finished Throne of Glass. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'll talk about it more at the end of this video probably. I'll do reviews. We'll do a recap at the end, but I'm about to start listening to A Study in Drowning because my head really hurts. The whole like last 2 hours of this book I was reading so slow because I have a headache. So I'm just gonna listen to my audiobook and just sit here and try to get rid of my headache. Okay? Okay. let's go. Okay, hey girly pops. I have a confession. I did take a break from reading. I was listening to the audiobook of A Study in Drowning for a little bit, and then I had to get dinner, and then my parents were like, we want Popeyes. So I got Popeyes, but I think I came to the conclusion that I don't really like Popeyes, and my Coke is watery. So not the best experience. I'm trying to figure out what book I want to start next. So I'm down between Kingdom of the Feared and a thriller that I have, because I think like I'd rather start the thriller because it would just be fun and quick, but I feel like I should save that for when we're in like the night because I think that that's gonna be when my attention and my focus and everything is just gonna be like, morale's gonna be low. I feel like I should save that for later because I do also have Emily Wilde with me, and I kind of want to read this, but like I don't know if I have it in me to enjoy and focus on this book because I do want to annotate it. I feel like I should leave that behind, and I'm kind of thinking I also do have is it called Queen of Myths and Monsters? Honestly, wasn't planning on reading that. Yeah, like I feel like I should start Kingdom of the Feared because if I started it right now, I'd finish it at like 3 or 4 in the morning maybe if I took a, because I plan on taking a break at like 11:30 to like brush my teeth and like do my nighttime routine even though I'm not going to bed. So I feel like I should start that, and then I could start Hairpin Bridge at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and that would bring me to the end of this readathon hopefully. Oh my gosh, that's a heavy content warning. You know it's gonna be a crazy fucking book when they give you the assault hotline phone numbers. It's a 7 hours. Bitch, I don't think that's true. So the question is, do we start the shorter book first? Oh, I just realized that I filmed that whole clip with the video facing this way. So I'm gonna have to like crop and move that clip, but I think I want to read Hairpin Bridge right now because like morale is low right now, guys. When I finished Throne of Glass, I was like, I'm on a high right now, like yes, but now I'm like, I'm tired and I want to go to bed, so I feel like I need a win right now. So I think I should probably start the short book right now. I feel like I just yapped for like 15 minutes. We're gonna start Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. That's what we're starting. Bootsy, look, hi. Oh, so cute. He's having a bath, so he's kind of annoyed. His boots. So I'm gonna fill the emotional support water bottle, and then we are gonna start our next book. Okay? Okay. I'm so glad you're on this journey with me. We're doing this together. I can really feel it. I'm so tired. But we're not gonna nap. We're not gonna nap, guys. We're gonna persevere. We're gonna persevere. Me and the Squishmallows. Me and the gang. Me and gang. Hey, hour 14. It's about 11 o'clock, I think. I've got about 3 hours left of the book. I'm eating it up. I love a good Taylor Adams thriller. Highly recommend. I'm 36% through. Highly enjoying my time. Gonna keep reading. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm literally falling asleep. I'm so tired. I haven't actually fallen asleep yet, but I'm getting there. I'm really tired. It's 1:38 and I'm 63% through Hairpin Bridge. I have about an hour and a half left of it. I'm so tired. So I just wanted to come on and complain, ruminate on that for a moment. Oh my gosh, my eye bags are crazy. But I'm gonna keep on trucking. We're gonna finish this book. It's losing my attention, to be honest. I hope the next book is interesting. This also, my Kobo is dying. It's at like 15%. So I have to finish this book really quickly. And then I have to charge this, and I'll probably listen to my audiobook while this charges. Let's hope I don't fall asleep. Fingers crossed. Okay, reading update. snuck downstairs and got myself a Coke because I was feeling like I was literally gonna fall asleep. I was like, ugh, like dying. So I thought a Coke might help. I got myself some more water as well. Bootsy's here. He's here. And we finished, what was it called? Hairpin Bridge. Is that what it's called? I don't know. We finished that. I'm about to listen to my audiobook and probably most likely finish it while I wait for my devices to charge because my headphones and my Kobo died at the same time. And then I think we're gonna start Kingdom of the Feared. I think that's what we're gonna read. Probably the last book we'll read. Anyway, I'm gonna drink my Coke. See you later. Folks, it's 5:54 and I'm 20% through Kingdom of the Feared. Sorry, my eyes are really red. Oh my god. This book is so spicy, like right off the bat. It's not like vulgar, but it's just like very very much. I'm already like checked out from the series though. I really wasn't feeling it by the time I finished the second book, so I'm kind of just skimming. Well, I'm not really skimming right now, but I think I'm gonna skim it because I just like don't care about what's happening anymore. And it's probably not helping that I'm like exhausted right now. But I mean, if all they're gonna do is make out, I'm just gonna... Sorry, my hair looks actually awful. My alarm that goes off for like when I wake up in the morning just went off. So I feel like I'm having like a really crazy moment right now where it's like, this is when I would be getting up and starting my day. It's 7:03 right now. This is what time I would get up and start my day. But instead, I haven't slept and I'm not enjoying this book. I'm really not. I'm 36% of the way through it and I'm just not enjoying it at all. But I bought it, so I'm gonna finish it because I spent $17.99 on it. But I'm really not enjoying it, and like looking back, reflecting on the first two books as well, I just don't think I've enjoyed my time reading these books as much as I thought I did. I'm so tired. Like, I was literally falling asleep. I closed my eyes for, I swear, 1 second. I closed my eyes for 1 second, and I was like, I'm literally falling asleep. Like, I was like, you know, like, I was like, I need to stop. I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm listening to Slipknot in my headphones, listening to Slipknot to try and keep me awake. I don't know if it's working. 2 more hours. 2 more hours, guys. Hey guys, it's light outside. I'm speaking my truth right now when I tell you that I'm DNFing this book. I just can't. I just can't, okay? I got 51% through Kingdom of the Feared and I just cannot do it. So we're leaving that behind us and we have 1 hour to go. 1 hour. I'm literally hanging on by a thread. I'm gonna finish A Study in Drowning, the audiobook, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I'm exhausted. So yeah, 24-hour readathon. Okay, hi. I finished the readathon on Sunday and it is Tuesday. So it's been a few days, but I thought I would do a little wrap up to talk about everything that I read and my experience. I don't remember what the last thing I filmed was, but I basically spent the last hour of the readathon listening to my audiobook and I finished it, but I fell asleep in the last like 20 minutes. So if you want to be really technical, I only made it 23.5 hours, but I think I did it. Let's talk about all the books that I read during the readathon. I ended up finishing 3 books, getting halfway through another book that I DNF'd. So let's go. So the first book that we read in the readathon is our only physical book. Everything else was digital was Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I feel like I don't need to explain the plot of this book to you or anything. This book is so famous, Sarah J Maas is so famous, but this is my first time like getting into her. I think I mentioned it in my TBR video, but I read this before. I read it when I was like 12 and I was definitely too young to be reading it because I could not comprehend the plot. I basically read this for the first time. But yeah, it's about 400 pages. I read this from like 9 a.m. to like 4 p.m. Because it took me a little while, but I did read the whole thing and I really enjoyed it. I think I decided on giving it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I decided on that rating because I thought it was lower than what I gave the Assassin's Blade, but turns out I gave the Assassin's Blade a 4.5 also. I think I liked the Assassin's Blade better, which might shock some people, I feel like, but I did. I really enjoyed the Assassin's Blade and I really enjoyed this book as well, but there were some moments where I was just kind of bored or I didn't really care about the storyline at times, but I think that those moments where I was like not super in love with the narrative mixed in with the times where I really loved it makes the book worthwhile and makes it more enjoyable. And all I hear from Sarah J Maas fans is that the books get better and better as they go. So I'm trusting the process, but that's not to say that I didn't like this book. I gave it a 4.5. I did really enjoy this book. I really liked how we had different POVs. I didn't know that they had different POVs in this book. I'm not the biggest fan of Kale. I don't know. I love Selena. Like, I felt that way when I read The Assassin's Blade. I just love Selena. Like, I love reading about her. I just think she's the best. And I'm not super thrilled this is like probably gonna be like a love triangle situation. It just made me excited to continue this series because it's very promising. Like, the way that this book ended off leaves for a lot of stories to be built off of it. So I'm really excited to see where this story goes. So yeah, that was the first book I read. Then I read everything else on my Kobo. So the next book that I read, I think this was the next book that I read, yes, was Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. This is a thriller. Taylor Adams wrote The Last Word that came out last year, and he also wrote No Exit, which those two are like two of my favorite thrillers. Like, I love thrillers, and my favorite part of thrillers is like when they're fast-paced and suspenseful and you're just every single turn of the page you're like wanting to know more and more, and I feel like Taylor Adams does that really well. So I was really excited to read this book, but I was kind of a little teeny tiny bit let down. I think my expectations were really high because of the other books that I've read by him. I didn't love it as much. I'd say this is probably my least favorite of his. So yeah, this book was interesting and the concept was interesting, but I felt that the reveal and stuff was kind of disappointing, and I can't really articulate why I didn't enjoy the like actual explanation for what happened. I just didn't really, it felt really fantastical and I didn't really feel like it was, and even if you could argue that it was, I just didn't really feel like that was the most satisfying solution to the problem. Like, I didn't feel like it was the most interesting way to form this story. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I did enjoy it. It kept me occupied. It's really short, like 300 pages, so it kept me occupied. I didn't love it as much as his other books. So if you want to read a thriller by him, I would probably recommend No Exit or The Last Word. I can't really choose. I don't know which one I like better. Then the last book that I finished was A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed, I think. I read this on Audible. I was already like 33% through it, I think. And then I just finished it in between reading other books. I really enjoyed this. I kind of felt a little bit let down. I really did enjoy this book. It was very interesting. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It was like, it's a dark academia fantasy and there's a lot of talk of mental health and abuse, assault. So it wasn't like the lightest of reads. It was definitely pretty heavy, and there was a lot of talk of like, I found the main character very interesting, and her like dilemma, like her problems were very interesting to me. Like, I really enjoyed being in her head and listening to her thoughts. The guy was really interesting, but he was kind of bland. He was interesting enough that I cared about the romance between them, but he wasn't like the most unique or interesting love interest, and I just didn't really find him as compelling as I had wished that he would be. But I really liked the imagery in this book. It was really nice. There's a lot of water, drowning imagery with water, and it was really interesting, and the setting was really nice. It was a very like immersive book. It really got you there, but it wasn't like as hard-hitting as I had expected it to be, especially given the topics that it talks about. I think I gave it like a 3.5 stars. Did really enjoy it, and I think it is worth reading. Then we have Kingdom of the Feared, which I got 51% through, and then DNF. I'm really sad about this. I'm really disappointed because I've read the first two books and I trusted the process the whole time. Like, neither of the first two books really like got me. Like, I just kept reading them because I bought them and because I had faith that this was the kind of series that like once you read all three books, you would look back on it and be like, yeah, that was pretty good, rather than like you're in the middle of reading it and you're like, this book is so good. So I really thought, like, when I finished the first book, I was like, I gotta trust the process. I'm gonna read the next one. And then the next one was just slightly better. Like, it was more compelling and more interesting, but it still had the same problems that I had with the first book, which is that it was bland. Like the actual plot and like the decisions the main character was making, I had trouble believing that that was the best possible outcome, and I just did not. I hated the main character. She was so annoying, and all of her decisions just had me sitting there like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Like, that's not what you should be doing. Because you know when you're reading a book and a problem comes up in the narrative and you're like, okay, the character's gonna do this, and then they do it. Like, there's a kind of understanding you have as the reader that like, in order for things to make sense, this is what the main character's gonna do and this is what they're gonna do next. And every time there was a decision to be made or something to be done, she just did the most random out of pocket thing. Like, the things she cared about were so minuscule in comparison to like the things happening in the plot, and I just found her so boring and annoying. She was just the most flat character, and it really sucks that this series was just so bland and bad because it's such a promising plot. It's so intriguing, and when I describe it, it makes me wish that I liked it more because it's so interesting. And there were some redeeming qualities. Like, I don't think these books were like horrible. They all sit at like an even 3.5 stars, but if I'm being generous, to be honest. I DNF'd this one because it was just not getting any better. I just still had the same problems that I did with the first two. Plus, there was a lot of smut, and I was just finding it like, I didn't care. Like, I just did not care. I just ranted about Kingdom of the Wicked for like 5 minutes and it cut off because I have no storage on my phone. So I gotta do this quick. Basically, yeah, first DNF of the year. Did not like this series. Should not have read all 3 books. It was just a whole problem. That sums up my readathon. Let me know if you want me to do this again or a different reading challenge or any other kind of method for the 24-hour readathon. So yeah, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a friend, and I will see you next time. Bye.